Run Forever is the name of that song. It's 4.5 minutes long. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop a link to it right now in the chat room. And if you like it, you can go ahead and listen to it, download it, whatever. All right, coming up now, we're going to have Gabe Elton on here in just a minute. He's standing by. He just came back from a elk hunting symposium, and I can't wait to hear about his success on that. So I want to cover a few things first. Okay, I'm multitasking here poorly. I want to talk quickly about what you see going on in New York. Now, last night on the program, Mark Passio was on, and we talked about how we had this notion that government is always going to be there to take care of you. Look, if you go to Drudge right now and look at the shock lines that he puts up there, it paints a absolutely perfect picture of what we were talking about last night. Gas shortage may not end for another week. Fears turn into frustration and anger. Fistfights, guns drawn. You're not getting gas tonight. Lines grow. Some siphoning from cars. I'm pretty pissed. Troopers deployed at gas stations. Stars throw extra. Oh, never mind. That's an irrelevant one. Staten Island plead for help. We need food. Look, I know we talk about a collapse crisis and on this program quite often, and there's people like myself who believe that it is absolutely inevitable. Now, it's great to have Zach and Christina on like we did the first hour and see this optimism and this motivation to change this system. But this is under the notion that we have 2, 4, 6, 8 more years in order to affect this change. I do believe change is coming. I believe it's coming, but it's going to be when we see more and more circumstances like we see happening in New York right here, right now. This is what's going to wake people up, and it's unfortunate. But if we've been taught anything over the last couple of years, it's this. The game is not going to change, regardless of how many trillions of dollars are borrowed, begged, or stolen, or printed out of thin air, regardless of how many promises are made, regardless of how many people stand up and shout from the rooftops, it's the monetary system stupid. It isn't going to change because financial special interest is too entrenched in it. The only way that I truly believe that we're going to see real change is if people are snapped into reality, if they're shocked into reality. You know, the people that are lining up in New York City right now understand what it means to be prepared. Today, it's too late. It's too late. They understand on Staten Island begging for food, begging for the government to come and rescue them and bring them food. They understand what it's about to be prepared, but it's too late. It is absolutely too late. This is why, you've seen probably the direction of the program, especially over the last 6 months, turn to the necessity to open up your mind, open up your eyes, and understand that with all the hope in the world, and hope is great, and enthusiasm to change things is great, but all of it put together isn't going to change the inevitable. The end game is coming. The financial super collapse is coming. There's no avoiding it. I put out a video where I talked about the entire country was warned about Sandy, but the entire country is left completely in the dark about the financial cliff we are facing. All right, let's bring on Gabe Elton, Austin, Rare Coins and Bullion, elk hunter extraordinaire. How are you, my friend?
Good, sir. Thanks for having me. Glad to be on the show.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here every month now, thanks to Karen Quinn Tostado and her outstanding scheduling ability. First of all, you heard what I said. You heard what I said about what's going on in New York. Did I miss anything? Do you disagree? Do you think we're turning the corner? Hey, we had a 100+ point day on the Dow today, Gabe. Certainly, I could be wrong about this whole thing.
Oh yeah, everything's normal. There is no inflation. There's no need to buy gold and silver. Forget about storable food. FEMA's going to take care of us all.
Okay, nice being on. We'll talk to you next month.
But I tell you, that's exactly right, Charlie, and exactly what you were saying is true, and that's unfortunately what it's going to take to wake people up. There's people out there living day to day. And, I understand things get hectic. You forget about certain things. You forget to prepare for the future. And then something like Sandy slams you right in the face. And sometimes that's what it takes to wake up. But unfortunately, I think it's going to take a lot more than this super hurricane, this Frankenstorm, to wake up the zombies of America. And it's sad to say, but it's going to take a lot more than that. And it isn't until it slaps us right in the face that we're going to see what's ahead of us. I mean, even those of us that know, quote, know what's going on out there, we sort of get immune to it. I mean, I've been part of this community since 2004 myself, and that doesn't sound like a hell of a long time, but it's a lot longer than a lot of these people, some of your new listeners. And
right.
I even tell this to my clients as well. It's like, all of us that have been talking about this coming collapse for so long, you sort of look around and say, hey, when is it going to happen? Without actually realizing that it's happening right now. It's happening right in front of us. It's happened over the last 10 years. It's just been so gradual. The dollar has declined by 35%. Most everything out there that we consume is up by a minimum of 35-40%. The price of eggs are up.
What span of time is that, Gabe? 35%.
Here's a good breakdown. Between 2002 and 2012, the price of eggs are up 73%. The price of coffee's up 90%. Peanut butter's up 40%. Milk's up 26%. A loaf of bread is up 39%. Spaghetti and macaroni's up 44%. I mean, you could just go on and on. Gasoline's up 150%. Butter or margarine's up over 140%. All of these things.
Yeah, yet if you look at our statistics that are fed to us, the CPI, we're not even at 2%. They're telling us our inflation rate's not even 2%.
Not only are they telling us that, they're saying that we need more inflation.
Yeah.
That is not enough. And, the people that don't realize that, the people that look at a stock market that's languishing at levels that it's been at since about 2002, and you look at the rate of returns on savings, on CDs, on money market accounts, what are you doing with your money right now that's going to better prepare you for the future? Because this, I'll say, is in the last 10 years, gold is up over 400%. In the last 10 years, silver is up over 500%. The only thing that's going to keep pace and outperform this inflation is gold and silver. There's nothing else. I mean, unless you have oil wells or unless you have natural gas that someone's going to frack on your land, I can't see anything else other than farmland or anywhere else to put your money. And that's the thing is people get complacent, and that's what I'm here to argue is, don't let it slap you in the face before you decide to take action. Do it beforehand. Prepare for the inevitable, because just as Charlie said, this is inevitable. You look at what they've done to the gold that's being stored in London. You look at the gold that's supposedly stored in Fort Knox. It's been sold over and over and over again, and a lot of these banks are trying to repatriate that gold. And sooner or later, the gig is going to be up. And even if this final doomsday scenario doesn't transpire for another 5 or 10 years, in the same breath, it is transpiring. And that's the reason why gold is up 400% in the last 10 years. That's the reason why silver is up 500%. And that's the reason why gasoline is up 150%.
Yeah, and it's all about, the collapse. You're right. It is ongoing. And I've answered that, that same question the exact same way, which is, when's this going to happen? And it's like, listen, man, if you don't see where we're at, if you don't see where we're at right now compared to where we were just a few years ago, I'm not even going back to 2004, just 2000. If we look at, 2008, we are in the midst of collapse. I'm going to bring some more statistics to the ground, to the floor, to the program as soon as we come back from this first break with Gabe, Elton, Austin Rare Coins and Bullion. We're going to be right back. Hang tight. Charlie McGrath of WideAwakeNews.com here with a question for my friends at Austin Rare Coins and Bullion. What do they know that we don't? Insiders and a who's who list of elite have made it crystal clear that we are headed for catastrophe, putting out warning after warning, urging people to batten down the hatches. Billionaire George Soros has recently been dumping stocks and at the same time acquiring millions in gold. In fact, in a recent interview, he was quoted as saying, "I'm not here to cheer you up. The situation is as serious and difficult as I've experienced in my career." Out of control government deficit spending and a Federal Reserve that's only solution seems to be print more fiat currency will lead to a weaker dollar and massive inflation on necessity items such as energy and food. If you have wealth to protect, please visit my friends at Austin Rare Coins and Bullion. Gabe, Elton, and the folks at Austin Rare Coins and Bullion have many Wide Awake News customers because they're honest, they're fair, and they won't sell you paper promises or product they do not have. Call Gabe Elton at 800-552-4109. That number again, 800-552-4109, or visit them online at austincoins.com.
Remember this name, Carnivora. That's CARNIVORA.com. What if I told you that this 100% pure and natural product was delivered directly to the White House at President Reagan's personal request at a time when only the president was able to obtain it? Reagan used this amazing product, Carnivora, successfully, a product derived only from nature that has the intelligence to instinctively attack abnormal cells only without harming a single normal cell, and the power to actually wake up critical immune cells from dormancy to attack foreign invaders that don't belong in our bodies. Carnivora is now obtainable by anyone who wants to get healthy and stay that way. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY and protect yourself with 17 naturally occurring compounds that will unleash powerful immune defense. That's 1-866-VENUS-FLY. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY and get your Carnivora today. Visit carnivora.com.
Will 2012 bring the Mayan end of world or the global banking collapse? In 2007, one man, Mike Dillard, made 5 predictions which forecasted the 2008 economic crisis and the pending Eurozone collapse. This week, Mike unleashes 3 brand new, shocking, must-watch videos with predictions for the coming year. www.the3videos.com. Over the past year, Mike Dillard has helped thousands of ordinary people create and recover wealth by tapping into the black box investing strategies the big banks don't want you to know about. www.the3videos.com. As the European banking system implodes and governments collapse at breakneck speeds, the next 12 months will be the most anticipated and important months in modern human history. This will make 2008 look like a walk in the park. Everyone will be affected. Go to www.the3videos.com now. Learn how to prepare your family and prosper during the global financial collapse.
Welcome back to Wide Awake News Radio. Gabe Elton of Austin Rare Coins and Bullion is our guest. Austin Coins, is that right? Yeah, austincoins.com is the website. And Gabe, you heard I heard the commercial right after, it's the first time you've been on since we put up the new one. I hope you like it.
Really good, Charlie. That's top notch, man.
All right, cool. Thank you. I want to hear about the elk hunting trip, and I'm going to forget to ask all the way through because we're going to start talking about Germany demanding back their bullion. We're going to talk about what the Federal Reserve is up to and what you're hearing from the folks that are these big institutional buyers. So, but before we get into that, did you shoot an elk?
I didn't. In fact, I almost wish you didn't ask. No, I'm kidding. It was really fun. We had a blast and got to spend a lot of quality time with my dad, and it was quite an experience. You know, you sort of figure out what's important out there on the side of a mountain when the nearest gas station is about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, no doubt. You were in Colorado, right?
Yeah, definitely. Filtering water and eating lunch out of a old army can that with the old expandable handle that you can cook over a small fire. It was real neat. You know, you sort of get your priorities straight, and I liked getting ready for it because, the way I looked at it is I'm going to need this stuff anyway one day when all this ends up transpiring, and it's always good to have something in case you need it. So quite the experience, and actually I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, it is. I haven't. I grew up in Montana, so I've hunted since I was 11 years old, and the going out hunting for me at this point is enjoyment. I'll go with folks and not carry anything but a camera because I don't. I've got enough family and friends that shoot elk every year that I have. There's plenty of fresh meat coming in, but it's and the work doesn't begin until something's laying there. Anyway, but the experience of getting out there in the hills, getting out there, especially if you can spend a few nights, out away from everything, no cell phone, no anything, and just talk, especially with friends or family. It is a good experience, and it's worth doing, no doubt about it. And getting something, shooting something, is secondary, without a doubt.
You're exactly right. It was real nice. Enjoyed it. We hiked 60 miles in 5 days chasing those things.
Yeah, that's elk hunting right there. You either do that, which is the way to do it. You go out and track and stalk and put in the legwork, or you have situations like we occasionally have up here in areas of land that are public land, where you'll have this onslaught. You'll have 500 guys out there trying to bring down a half a dozen cow elk because they got special permits, and it's a shooting gallery at that point. And that's, to me, it's one of the reasons I don't really go out elk hunting anymore, is because you get some yahoos out there on occasion. But if you can get away from all that and you can get into real hunting, it is a pleasure, and I think it's good for your mind. It's good for your soul to get out there and get in touch.
That's exactly right. Exactly.
Well, we burned up most of this segment, but I want to talk about this new article you have up at the Austin Report. Germans demand bullion back. Now, I see Mark Howe wrote this, but I'm assuming you've perused this thing.
I have. That's the thing is, and it's not just Germany; it's also Ecuador. People are asking for their gold back. They want to know. They want a full audit of their country's gold holdings, and fortunately or unfortunately, most of it's held in New York and London. And that's something that I touched on earlier is, a lot of people ask is, do we still have the gold in Fort Knox? And, there's a lot of people who say, oh, no, the gold's not there. I believe the gold's there, but I believe there are multiple owners, and it's been sold and resold over and over again. And what's going to happen is when you have these big institutional investors, when you have countries and the central banks of countries demanding their gold back, that's when the game is up. And, you can only run it so long, and it's been going on for years. And you look at what's happened to the dollar over the last 10 years, and you look at what's happened to consumables over the last 10 years, and their increase in price. And you have to ask yourself, do you think the next 10 years are going to be better than the last? And I don't think the direction that we're heading is going to give you any support to say that the next 10 years are going to be better. And, these people that are waiting on the election, I have a lot of clients who are, just waiting on the election to decide what to do with their gold and silver investments. Oh, sure. And a lot, most of them are Republicans, and I sort of consider myself, I have the same principles as Republicans, but I'm smart enough to know that it doesn't really matter which Republican gets in there. They seem to act like whoever was there before them. Just look at George Bush. He tripled the size of the government. Look at what gold did when George Bush was president. Yet, these people who are so caught up in this left-right party politics, they believe that, Mitt Romney might actually do something to change it. And most of them are guaranteeing me that if Barack Obama gets reelected, get ready, because they're going to be selling a lot of stocks and sending a lot of money my way. And that just goes to show you a lot of people are just out of touch, because if you look at the Federal Reserve and this $500 billion they just injected, they didn't go to Barack Obama. They didn't go to Congress. They just injected the money on their own accord. And so it doesn't matter who's president. This train wreck is going to continue. But I tell you this, if Barack Obama does get reelected, expect the gold price to react really quickly. If Mitt Romney gets reelected, you might see some stagnation like we've seen over the last 3 or 4 months, but I doubt it'll last until the first quarter of next year. We're about to have to raise the debt limit again.
Yeah, it won't, and I'll get into why I think it won't on the backside of this break. We'll be back with Gabe Elton of Austin America Coins and Bullion and more Wide Awake News Radio. Just a few minutes, guys. Hang tight. Charlie McGrath of WideAwakeNews.com here with a message about Legacy Premium freeze-dried storable food, available at BuyEmergencyFoods.com. I recently returned from a trip to the manufacturing facility, and I'm here to tell you it was impressive. Over 50 employees working hard to produce the highest quality, best tasting, most healthy, certified GMO-free, freeze-dried storable food on the market. And now that I've been to the manufacturing facility, I can tell you, from receiving to production to shipping, these guys have one thing in mind. That is quality. Plain and simple. Please do yourself, do your loved ones a favor. Be prepared for an uncertain future with Legacy Premium freeze-dried storable foods available at BuyEmergencyFoods.com. You can call them at 888-543-7345. That number again, 888-543-7345. Or better yet, visit them online at BuyEmergencyFoods.com.
You're listening to Charlie nationwide and worldwide on the internet on the Rense Radio Network. Known worldwide as the most consistently fascinating, informative, and unique program on radio, the Jeff Rense program can be yours to listen to anytime, anywhere, whenever you want to hear it. For pennies a day, our subscribers can download any of Jeff's thousands of programs featuring a treasury of newsmakers, researchers, eyewitnesses, and incredible subjects, all in MP3 commercial-free, crystal-clear 56-bit digital sound, and take these often unforgettable programs with them wherever they go. As a subscriber, you can also listen live at airtime, online, anywhere in the world, or browse through our archives of over 10,000 hours of legendary broadcasts. Subscribe now by taking the link at the top of Rense.com and enrich your mind with the most unique panorama of vital information and the best independent, honest journalism in radio. Look for the Subscribe Now link on Rense.com and give yourself the knowledge you need for these unprecedented times.
Heart-related health problems affect millions of people each year. Maybe you're one of the many who suffer from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, unbalanced cholesterol, irregular heartbeat, or clogged arteries. There is a solution that doesn't involve expensive prescription drugs that only mask the problem and leave you with horrible side effects. If you are ready to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself, then you're ready for Heart and Body Extract from Healthy Hearts Club. Heart and Body Extract has a 23-year proven track record of using certified organic herbs that make up an excellent formula to balance and support the heart and circulatory system. In as little as 2 weeks, you can feel amazing results when your 2-month supply of Heart and Body Extract today. Call 1-866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to Wide Awake News Radio. I'm Charlie McGrath. Gabe Elton is our guest. We were talking at the break, right before the break, rather, about going into this election. Is it going to matter, or what's going to happen if Obama gets in? Gold's going to go to the moon. If Romney gets in, we might be stagnant for a bit. And I find it comical because Gabe was saying that he's got a lot of high-powered, high-dollar customers that are waiting to see what this election brings, and if Obama is reelected, which I believe he's going to be, that he's going to be awash in Federal Reserve notes. Gabe is rather. So people can get out of the dollar, get out of stocks, and get into precious metals. And I mean, it reinforces this notion that people have bought into this Republican Democrat thing. And because truthfully, Barack Obama completely supports the Federal Reserve System. Mitt Romney completely supports the Federal Reserve System. Our national debt of $1 trillion+ a year in deficit spending is going to continue regardless of who comes into office. The power of the Federal Reserve is still going to continue regardless of who comes into office. Yet even, not just us out here in alternative land, even high-powered institutional buyers that Gabe's talking about believe that we're going to see a policy change, or that our economy or our situation is going to turn to a better footing if the red team is back in there. Do they not remember George W. Bush bringing us this massive government, this massive deficit spending government? Do they not remember Bill Clinton before that, continuation of his policies of so-called social programs that continued under George W. Bush, that continued with Barack Obama, that will continue with Barack Obama, Mitt Romney? It doesn't matter. The two-party system is for our consumption only. It is a one-party system controlled by financial special interest. So regardless of who's nominated or who's elected next Tuesday, precious metals, if you have wealth you want to protect, and I say this every time when Gabe's on, and anybody who asks me, get yourself a means to defend what you have, what you love. Get yourself water, get yourself storable food. If you have wealth you want to protect above and beyond the necessity items, then get precious metals, because they are destroying the currency, the fiat currency, before your very eyes, and they're doing it for a very good reason that I'll get into later on in the program. But and the IMF plan to step up and save the day. But the reason that I wanted to elaborate on that it doesn't matter who gets elected. This optimism that's surrounding Mitt Romney, that he's a businessman, and the red team really likes him and he's going to change the course. Forget about that nonsense. Because let me tell you what I believe is going to happen shortly after this election. Oh my God, we're going to have another crisis. Can you believe that? I mean, we're over $16 trillion in sovereign debt right now. As Gabe and I are speaking tonight, we're over $16 trillion. We are a hair's breadth away from bumping in to the debt ceiling one more time. Now, couple that with the fact that if by the midnight on January 1st, 2013, we don't have a comprehensive plan in place, and keep in mind, even if Romney's in, he's not the president then. He's not going to be the president. We're still going to have lame duck Obama in there. If we do not come up with a comprehensive plan to cut the deficit by that date, we go off the fiscal cliff, which means automatic cuts come in, and you can be rest assured when you start taking some of this paper mache off of the recovery and you realize that it's been nothing more than spending money we don't have, it is going to grind everything to a halt. You might see everything, all commodities, initially take a dive, only to see what is going to shake out as the super investments of 2013, which is going to be any food commodity, any energy commodity, and precious metals. That's what's going to go through the roof on the backside of a fiscal cliff nosedive. Gabe?
I would agree with you 100%, and that's the thing. And you talk about this debt limit increase. That's what drove gold to an all-time high of $1,900 an ounce. It was just about a year ago. And the thing is, if you take a look, I mean, what would you do if you knew? I mean, if you knew that at this rate the debt ceiling's going to be breached in 26 days. And you knew that that's what drove gold to $1,900 an ounce before, and here we are with gold at $1,700. Same with silver. Silver's going to benefit as well. Take advantage of these lower prices. Every time we have this sideways action, our business slows down. It's not until prices start going up and as when we get busy. And that's the thing is, don't be like the rest of the herd. Take advantage of this sideways price, because look, as we stated before, if you look at the last 10 years and you look at the inflation that occurred over those 10 years, If you look at the last 10 years and you look at the increases of gold and silver and ask yourself, do you think the next 10 years are going to be any better than the 10 years before it? Things are only getting worse. I was looking at your chat room, and someone said there isn't going to be another 10 years. We've got 2 years tops. I might call it 5 years, but look, we're headed down the same path. This is a train wreck in slow motion, and if you don't take extra money, I agree with you, Charlie. You want to have something to defend yourself. You want to have some storable food. But even more than that, the longer that you wait, as you're saving up to buy storable food, as you have, you might have a little storable food there. What are you going to do when that food's gone? You need something to help you through this crisis. And if you're not taking every little bit and putting it in gold and silver, you're really mistaken, because as you hold on to those Federal Reserve notes, they're going to buy less and less storable food every single day.
That's right. That's right. And, you're right. You get your basic necessity prep items and wealth you want to protect. You get into what time has told us has been the currency throughout history, precious metals, gold, silver. And you and I have talked before about some of the others, platinum, palladium. Do you even advocate that at all, or are you just sticking with...
Yeah. Well, it just depends. I mean, the thing is, platinum's a pretty tradable commodity, because if you look at it, there's been a lot of movement in platinum over the years. Here's my problem with platinum and palladium. It's very much dependent on the automobile industry.
Yeah.
Because they use it in catalytic converters, they use it in fuel cell cars. But from time to time, we'll make a recommendation on platinum. We made a recommendation on platinum recently when it was gold was around $1,600, platinum was around $1,400, and platinum was $200 less than gold. If you look at, and platinum, by the way, is 10 times more rare than gold, yet it's $200 an ounce less than gold. And if you look at the history of platinum, anytime that's happened, it's only happened 5 times in history. Anytime that's happened, you've seen a big gain in that ratio of platinum versus gold. And we recommended that when platinum was $1,400. Currently, that ratio is closed. We've got platinum at $1,563. It's gone up $163, whereas gold is at $1,715. It went up $115.
Hmm.
And those are the kinds of things that we notice, and those are the kinds of things that we pay attention to, and those are the kinds of things that you're not going to get from another coin company who just wants you to point and click on their website and buy gold or buy silver. We try to give you timely recommendations based on what we see in the marketplace, and oftentimes it pays off. We've been doing this for quite a while. I personally have been in the business since '99, and we've got a lot more experience than that at the office as well. So, we can help you. We can give you insight. We teach you things that others won't.
Right.
If you look at certain other competitors, they'll never tell you that certain gold is private, where other types of gold is not private. Certain types of gold give you better protection from government confiscation than others. A lot of people don't even know that there are statutes that say all pre-33 U.S. gold coins are considered rare and unusual by the U.S. government. There's another statute that says all foreign gold coins minted before 1959 are considered rare and unusual. A lot of people that are making large gold investments, they'll sit here and say, I'm preparing. I think that there might be a complete collapse. I want to have something to spend. And then they go out and buy 1 ounce coins, 1 ounce gold coins. Well, let me tell you, if you're
Gabe, hold that thought.
gold,
Gabe, hold that thought. I want to get into the right kind of gold and silver to buy on the backside of this last break. We'll be right back with Gabe Elton, more Wide Awake News Radio. Hang tight. Best service of anybody in the market. But don't take my word for it. Listen to what some of their customers have to say. Joshua in Florida writes, exceeded my expectations. Shipping was prompt and a number of my plants are already starting to sprout. Thanks for being great. And Ryan in California writes, I just received my homestead seed bank, my all-in-one prepper pack, and seed-to-seed storage and growing guidebook, and I could not be more pleased. Thanks, Seeds Now. Now I can start growing and get off the GMOs. Keep up the great work. And the list goes on and on. Guys, it's time to make seedsnow.com an integral part of your long-term preparedness strategy. Please call them at 877-344-4669. That number again, 877-344-4669, or better yet, visit them today at seedsnow.com.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Are chemtrail geoengineering programs changing our weather and destroying our environment? Why in the world are they spraying?
They want to create a storm in the southeast, then they'll start engineering out over the North Pacific. That's where the trailies will be.
Find out why critics are calling Why in the World Are They Spraying the most important film that is revolutionizing the environmental movement.
It's just going to get worse until the point where we're not going to be able to grow anything at all unless it's a Monsanto genetically modified, abiotic stress resistant seed.
Why in the world are they spraying? New international version with languages available from around the world. For 1 month, Rinse listeners receive free shipping. Go to the banner on the front of the Rinse website and click on the link for more info.
It's all about money, and weather is another form of commoditizing, a way the Central Command Group can commoditize another form of our life.
Why in the world are they spraying?
And if you control the weather, you're going to control the planet. It's that simple.
Make a promise, take a vow, trust your feelings, it's easy now. Understand the voice within and feel a change already beginning.
There's some deep thoughts going in the chat room tonight, Gabe. There's a lot of there's a lot of meaning of life stuff going on in there. But there was a question in there that I did want to ask you that is kind of on the topic we were talking about. And Stephen from Oregon, listen, I know you were holding to come on and talk to us, but we have very little time left in this. I know Gabe's got some specials he probably wants to talk about, but and I know that I want him to talk about the importance of looking at the right kind of precious metals to buy. But let me get this question in here real quick. What will happen if Romney is elected? Do you think we'll see a quick drop in precious metals? Now, you thought it might go stagnant a bit, but the question was, will we see a quick drop? Will we see a real drop if Romney's elected?
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, the only thing that people say is that maybe he'll do something about the debt, and I believe that they're living in la-la land if they actually believe that. But, he might act as if he'll do something as far as the debt goes, and that might help the dollar. But I think it'll be very short-lived. And, the fact is we've got another debt ceiling increase coming, like I said, in the next 26 days at this rate. And even once he's elected president, it's been proven they're all the same party. They all vote and work for the same people. And I don't think there's going to be anything change dramatically. And what that means is gold will continue its rise, and that the dollar will continue its decline. I mean, it's fairly simple. I mean, basically, as I've been saying for quite a while, Superman himself couldn't solve the problems that we have. I don't care who you elect. Even Ron Paul. I love Ron Paul. I'm sure he would have been the person to make any changes that would mean anything. But even him, I just don't think you could change course. We're too far gone.
Absolutely.
We're currently spending much more money than we're taking in. 56% more money that the government's spending than it's taking in. There's no way to close that gap.
No, you're absolutely right. And my conspiratorial side is going to step in now and tell you that they know that this fiat currency is going away. They know this. Somebody asked in chat real quick, where was this demand by Germany for their gold, or their inquiry on their gold? I put the link into chat. You can go to austincoins.com, click on the Austin report, and it'll give you their blog. Which, Gabe, I noticed this thing's updated multiple times a day now, and you're putting a lot of information up there, not just monthly or whatnot. Your guys are keeping this on top of what's going on in precious metals almost daily, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's updated on a daily basis. There's a lot of information there. That's very good information. And it's not just Germany that's demanding their gold. In fact, it was started by an inquiry by German citizens, and Germany central bank is, of course, trying to brush it aside as if it's not important. But there's a growing concern over there, and people are demanding that the bank repatriate its gold. Ecuador already has. Ecuador just recently did it this week, and that was reported by Zero Hedge.
All right, so there's the answer there, and you can go to austincoins.com and look at that Austin report and get your fill of the daunting future we're looking at. But this daunting future isn't a mystery to the power elite who are leading this train wreck. They understand what's coming out, and there's a recent IMF article, Gabe. I don't know if you saw this or not, but it is this glowing report out of the IMF. Now, this is out of the International Monetary Fund. Members, I'm going to see if I have a copy of it right here so I don't misquote it. IMF, well, no, that's another IMF. I got a lot of IMF stuff rolling around on my desk here. But this IMF report is issued by two individuals in there that is planting the seed for a new kind of system, currency system. And it is the alternative media kind of grabbed hold of this, at least a few did, and we're running with it as, this is the moment that Drake has been talking about. I don't know if you have any clue who I'm talking about there, but it's this guy on alternative media that's talking about this group of do-gooders is out there ready to step in and arrest all the bankers and you've heard of him then. Okay. Well,
yeah.
So they're grabbing onto this story because this report that is issued out of the IMF talks about how we could get rid of all this sovereign debt overnight and return to this, what sounds like a constitutional currency, a currency issued in debt-free, issued by government debt-free, not by a private banks. They go on to lambast the fractional reserve system that in most cases lets banks lend out or only hold 10% in reserve of what they lend. So they're downgrading the creation of money out of thin air. But the catch is, when you read this article, when you read this paper put out by the IMF, the punchline is you give up everything to central banks, because the end of the article claims that the Federal Reserve, in our case, and central banks in other cases around the world, would then truly have the tools needed to fight inflation, to fight unemployment, to be able to truly manage economies if it was completely taken, fractional reserve system was taken out of the bankers' hands and it was given to the power of central banks. That is not what the Constitution prescribes. It is government, Congress, we, the people, are supposed to determine the value of money, coin the money, not central banks. So if we implemented this solution by the IMF, which is going to sound good to a lot of people, we're going to wipe out a bunch of debt, folks. We're going to wipe out sovereign debt. It's going to be jubilee all over the place. The only thing you have to do is sign on the dotted line and give all power to the central bank. So they understand what's coming, and the only thing that they can do to implement this kind of legislation or this kind of thought process is to let this chaos unfold. Let this, this financial Armageddon be unleashed on the people of the world, so they're panicking and looking for solutions. If you want to be protected when fiat currencies go bust, where else could you possibly look other than precious metals? You couldn't.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You've got it exactly right, and that's the whole thing. Is if you're not, you're crazy, and if you're just dabbling when you're able to do more, you really need to reassess your situation. And obviously you're hearing this from a gold and silver dealer, but seriously, look around. Has anything else increased 400% for you in the last 10 years, or 500% in the case of silver?
Besides, the only thing keeping pace with, and not even keeping pace, but the only thing that's rising at that kind of level is our debt, and the price of basic commodity items we need to live, energy and food. All right, we're going to run out of time if I don't make you talk about specials right now. So what did you bring to the program tonight, or did you bring anything?
Actually, I've got several. Basically, everything on our website is a special for your listeners. All they have to do is call me directly. I'm the price available. It's going to be much better than what we're advertising on our website. And, I've got a couple of things, and it's sort of contrary to what you and I have been talking about. I mean, basically, if you're looking to start a, quote, survival package, you're probably going to want to stick with bullion coins like silver eagles. You're probably going to want some smaller gold coins that would be easy to exchange in an emergency. You're probably going to want to find out which gold coins are private. When I say private is, certain gold, whenever you sell it, we've got to 1099 you and send a copy to the government. Other types of gold are completely private. You can sell them in unlimited quantities. Which gold coins would give you better protection in a confiscation? Which gold coins would be easier to exchange? Call us with those questions. We will help you. We will guide you through the process. But for this program tonight, I've got something really neat, something that would be great for Christmas gifts. We have ancient Roman coins from what's called the Seven Hills Hoard. This was a big find over in Europe. It's readily available. You can find out all about it and read about the discovery on the internet. You could also go to our website and read about it. We've got ancient Roman coins minted from 200 AD. We have 6 different sets that we can offer. 3 coin sets. You can buy 1 coin sets, or just a single coin rather. And these are cool Christmas gifts. I mean, you look at a 1,000-year-old coin that is in a NGC certified holder, and for $159, you can buy the single coins. And when someone gets this and takes a look at it, they're going to think in the back of their mind that this could be a $1,000 coin or more. It's just spectacular. When my dad comes by, I'll pull out my gold and silver and show it to him, and the things that they get the most excited about are the ancient coins, and in reality, they're very inexpensive. They're available to most people, whether or not you're an investor or a collector, or if you're just looking for a cool Christmas gift. I've got single coins at $159 to $259, depending on their condition. And I've also got 3 coin sets that run from $369 to $479. That's a really cool Christmas gift. It's really cool for someone who just wants to have a piece of history. These are Roman denarii, and they were known and talked about in the Bible. They were known as a day's wages back then. We've got those. We've got Morgan silver dollars, which is the workhorse of the U.S. Mint. No coin is more collected than the Morgan silver dollar. We have them raw, which is going to be a little closer to the price of silver. We've also got them certified in MS-64 for $89 a coin. These are high-quality, classic U.S. silver dollars minted 100 years ago. So we've got a lot of different things, but the most valuable thing that we have is information. And it's information that you're not going to find at other places. And it's readily available, and it's available for free. All we ask you to do is give us a call. You can reach me directly at 1-800-552-4109. You can also visit our website at austincoins.com.
austincoins.com. Gabe, if you said you're giving a discount on anything they purchase on the site, do they just call you on that and Wide Awake News listener, and you'll take care of that, or do they have to use a code or anything
exactly
like
right. Call me directly. I'll even offer Silver Eagles at $299 over spot. You have to mention the radio show in order to get that price, and you have to call me directly.
Very good, and this will be up on YouTube later, so there'll be more people listening there as well. Real quick, and I know Brett's got the music on hold for us. $159 Roman denarii. What is it? Is it solid gold? What is
no,
it?
they're
Bronze?
silver. They're silver coins. But here's the thing. I mean, we've got six different rulers, and we have several different grades. I mean, it's really cool, the story. I mean, we have two brothers that were back to back. One killed the other. And just really cool stuff. And when you have one in your hand, you're going to think it's worth a lot more than what you paid for it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you got all that history behind it. All right, Gabe Elton, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on, sharing your knowledge, your information, and your specials. Guys, give him a call, 800-552-4109. That's Gabe Elton's direct line. And he will, you mentioned you're a Wide Awake News listener, $2.99 over spot on Silver Eagles. Gabe Elton will get you back on next month.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys, enjoy Jeff Rincey's coming up next. Have a good night. Peace.